Hey everybody, what's up? It's Joey D from Joey D's Golfing Journey, and welcome to another episode of the Joey D Golfing Journey podcast. It's been a while since I made one, and the reason why I don't make them that often is because I just kind of get out here and babble on about golf and what's going on in my world of golf, and I talk a little bit about what's going on in the PGA Tour and things of that nature, but I could talk golf all day long, so I figured I was in the mood today. So, fuck it, here I am. Anyway, I got a couple of kind of exciting things to talk about, especially for the one thing is for the channel, right? So, I have a couple contests going on, right? One of them was at 900 subscribers. I am going to give away a Lazarus 7 wood, and at 1,000 subscribers, I am going to give away a Scotty Cameron putter. So here's the deal with becoming monetized on YouTube, and by no means do I think that I'm ever going to be able to. Well, I shouldn't say that. I'm never going to stop. I'm always chasing the dream, but I know that my chances of this becoming a full-time gig for me to do is probably slim to none, but it's still cool to make the videos, especially here I am, a guy in his mid-50s. I'll be 57. Actually, I'll be 57 a month from yesterday. So at the time of this recording, it's April 15th, and so on May 14th, 2026, I'll be 57 years old. And sorry, I had my heater on next to me, and it was making a noise. So the cool thing about it is that when you get to 1,000 subscribers and you have over 4,000 watch hours, you are considered eligible to be monetized. So currently speaking with you guys right now, I'm at 860 subscribers, and I'm over the 4,000 hour watch mark. 4,000 hour watch mark. So I'm at like 4,200 or something, and that's over a 365-day period. So, I'm just going to keep making content. Some of my content people like to watch. Some of it, I don't know, not so much. But what it's really cool is I think it's great that, I'm just your average Joe out here, no pun intended, or maybe pun intended, in his mid-50s, out here doing reviews of equipment from a regular golfer point of view, a regular older golfer. I can't even fucking stand saying I'm older, but I am, right? 57. I'm closer to the retirement age than not. But I don't want to wish the years away either. But I'm looking to always keep improving. I just made my first on-course video this past weekend. It was supposed to be an 18-hole video, but I use my phone to do most of my filming. I use my phone to do all my filming, unless my son is helping me out, and then he'll bring his GoPro. But and so I left the camera app open because I was using this tripod out there, and taking the phone in and out of the tripod is kind of a pain in the ass, and you can't really get to the screen as well as you would like. Anyway, the battery ran out because I never shut down the camera app. I didn't leave it recording the whole time, but the app just chewed up the battery. So after, I think I hit 3 shots on the 10th hole, which is a par 5 at my course, and I got to the green. I noticed my phone was dead. So there you go. So I have to remember, number one, to make sure the phone app doesn't stay open. Number 2, to bring a charging bank with me, so I can keep my phone juiced up in between when it's filming. I did actually buy a new like, it's not a tripod, it's called the camera stick with a magnet on it, where you actually just stick it into the ground, so there's no screwing around with the legs at the bottom of the tripod. The wind's not going to blow it over. It's more stable, and the connection is magnetic, so I will be able to just magnet my, put the phone on the magnet and have it that way, so I can take it on and off very easily, be able to shut down the camera app easily, and And that'll be cool. That'll make my videos better. And then I invested in a better pair of wireless mics. They're called the DJI mini mics or mic mini, and they've gotten great reviews. So the ones I had before were garbage. These ones, I've watched a lot of reviews on it. They make cameras too. I almost pulled the trigger and bought a camera, but you know what? Until I'm making, the first thing I'm going to buy when I get monetized and make money on YouTube, if that ever happens, will be a camera. That'll be my treat to myself, will be to buy a camera and go from there. God, it'd be great to get to that level. But you know what? Listen, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take, right? And you don't fail until you quit. So don't quit. That's just the motto. Don't quit. So if you're thinking about doing YouTube, whether it's for golf or anything, just start recording. You never know when you're going to make something that people are interested in. As a matter of fact, the first video I ever made, I know I've probably mentioned this before in other podcasts, but it's basically just me sitting around talking about how I play Lazarus hybrids for all my irons, which is true. So if you're listening to me for the first time, I call myself the hybrid guy because I have I have 6, 7, 8, 9 pitching wedge, gap wedge are all hybrids. I have a 9 wood in my bag, and I have a 7 wood in my bag. So I really don't have a 4 and 5 hybrid, but I think the jury's still out on the 9 wood. The jury is definitely not out on the 7 wood. The 7 wood is fantastic. Both of them are made by Bombtech Golf, and they are great. They make great fairway woods, and they actually make a nice driver too. I did a review of their driver, their Bombtech Atomic driver, and it was a good driver. I mean, for the money, it was a good driver. It was like $300 and something bucks, I really liked the way it felt and the way the ball jumped off of it. I did return it because why? Because I have 5 drivers. I have a little problem with spending money on golf equipment. My problem is I can't stop doing it. Anyway, what you guys think about the Masters? How about that, Rory McIlroy? God damn, he makes it interesting, doesn't he? Like he just can't run away with the tournament. I'm not sure, why. I know it's, they say it's hard to win on the PGA Tour, which I believe. But this guy had a 6-stroke lead after 2 rounds of golf, right? And then the next thing you know, he squanders it away by playing like shit on Saturday. We all have our bad rounds. I get it. But Rory always does that. Always makes it interesting. Like last year, he bogeys the last hole to go into a playoff, and then he finally wins. And then this year, even this year, he had that 2-stroke lead on the 18th hole, and I'm thinking just hit something to be in the fairway. I mean, you're long enough that you can hit anything there and still get onto that green. And he hits driver and flails this thing way right. And almost, I was on the other side of the trees, and whatever. He had a shot that he was able to get on, whatever. I think he made bogey. He did make bogey, and then he wins. But he really brought it down to the wire. But good for him. I was glad to see him win. I was glad to see him win last year, and it's kind of cool that he defended this year. I think it gives him a different kind of status now. Having 6 majors, winning the career Grand Slam, and being one of only a handful of guys to ever go back-to-back and winning the Masters. So congratulations to Rory. So this off season, if you've been watching my channel, you know that I have been doing working really hard on my game. I worked hard with speed training. I worked hard by going to the simulator every weekend. I went to the simulator twice a week. I would like to go. I would go on Saturdays to just play golf with my buddy, and I would go usually on Wednesday nights to a different simulator to do my reviews, whether it be of clubs or balls or whatever. So it was twice a week hitting balls, and then on top of that, I bought a series of lessons from Golf Tech. And a shout out to Golf Tech in West Hartford, John Grace, because he has got my swing locked in. I can't even explain it. He finally made me understand what he meant by a one-piece swing, and basically what that boils down to is letting your body take your arms back, right? Starting the swing with your hips versus starting the swing with your arms. And it's unbelievable the difference it has made in my ball striking. I cannot even begin to describe how much more consistent I am with the ball striking. So much so that when I went out to play golf this past weekend, I shot 73. And that was the round that I filmed, and the camera died after 9 holes, right? So really, I could have recorded a 18-hole round score of 73. It would have been the lowest score I'd ever gotten on camera. But the fact of the matter is that 37 is my lowest 9-hole round I think I ever got on camera anyway. So, I mean, I've shot lower, but never recorded something and shot that low. I was just on fire, and it even came down to we were playing a match. So it was a match against my buddy Kevin and my buddy Eben, and so my partner was my buddy Chris, and you have seen him in one of my videos when we were reviewing the Tacoma wedges. And anyway, we mopped up. We took them for like $28 a piece, and one thing Kevin hates doing is reaching in his pocket and paying me. He can't stand to lose to me. And he may tell you otherwise, but if you see Kevin, don't let him fool you. He hates losing to me. And so, it was great. I played fantastic, and I really believe that this is the way it's going to be. So I feel at 50, I'm going to say I'm 57 now. So I'm going to say at 57 years old in 2026, I feel like I'm going to play the best golf of my life. That's what I feel. That's how good this swing feels right now. That's how much further I'm hitting the ball. I'm like 30, 40 yards further off the tee. I carry the ball. I'm carrying the ball well into the 220s or 220s, 230s. I know in the simulator I was carrying it in the 240s. The weather has not really. We've had some warm days here, but we haven't had a day where we're not playing in some serious wind or what have you. We haven't had some nice, still, sunny, warm conditions yet, although we did on Sunday. So there was a little breeze, but for the most part, it was pretty still, and I shot 73. So last night I played in my golf league, and the wind was howling like 25 miles an hour, and I was all over the place. And not only that, because I'm longer now, if I'm in the wind, I'm finding, or when the wind's blowing, I'm finding myself misclubbing by a lot. So the first hole I played last night, my approach shot flew the green, and it was a gap wedge. I played a par 3. I hit the club that I normally hit and went over the green. The 16th hole, I had 175 yards to the green. I hit my 9-wood, which is, like a 5-iron, I guess. And I airmailed the green. Like I hit this thing so good. It was way up in the air and over the green. And I'm like, holy shit. So now I gotta dial it back. So there's that. But that's a good problem to have, right? I mean, I wish I had this problem. I wish I decided to put this kind of work into my game a long time ago. I felt like I was, but really, I knew that I was lacking in power, and I couldn't put a finger on as to why. And in 2025, I had lost so much distance from the year before. My distance had gradually been going down and down, but then last year it became a problem, right? I always used to say, oh, I hit the ball far enough, and on the courses we play, we're good. Don't worry about it. But that was not the case last year. All of a sudden I'm hitting 5 woods and 3 woods and 7 woods and everything else to, every one of the greens, every one of the par fours. It was crazy, and it was tough to score, and I didn't score. And so my handicap went from an 8.2 in 2024 to an 11.9 in 2025. Well, I'm on what I call the drive to 5. I have back in, 20 years ago, no more than that, 25 years ago, I got myself down to like a 4-5 handicap, and then I stayed around a 5 or 6 for the next 10 or 12 years. I mean, I played really good golf. And then, around 2010, the handicap started fluctuating, and I lost my consistency. I mean, I did go through a divorce, and, I went from playing golf all the time to just playing every other Sunday, because then it was, my kids were young, and I had them every other weekend, so I wasn't going to play golf on the weekends I had them, and the game really suffered for it. But the thing is, when I was able to get back into it as much as I was before, it didn't come back. I just didn't have the confidence. I lost my confidence, and golf is definitely a game of confidence, and if you lose it, if you think you're going to hit a bad shot, you're going to hit a bad shot, right? You got to really put the positive vibes out there. It's crazy how mental of a game it is, but that it is. All right, so what do we got coming up on the channel? Well, I have ordered the new driver from Performance Golf. It's the SF2 driver. So it's supposed to be longer now than the original SF1 driver that I had reviewed. The Performance Golf videos seem to do well. You guys seem to really like watching those. So the 357 review I did is that video is doing pretty well. I mean, it's got like 7,000+ views, I think, which is big for me, right? I'm not a big channel, so 7,000 views, I'll take that. And then the 359 video is doing okay. It's got like 500 and something views, but it keeps going up every day. And so and that one I did at the SF1 driver did pretty well too, at least over 1,000 views, maybe over 2,000 views. So I'm going to do one of their new driver. And so we got that review coming up. I also ordered a new hybrid from Cobra, their new baffler hybrids, which are supposed to be, great. So I ordered the 4 hybrid from Cobra, and we'll be doing a review of that baffler, the baffler club. So I can't wait to do that. So you got those 2 reviews coming up, and now that it's golf season, you're going to see a lot of on-course stuff, right? And I'm going to try to get unique with what I record and what I do. I'm going to bring back this. I was going to start a series last year called How Low Can You Go? And basically it's like, how low can I go from the forward tees at my home course, right? So I'm talking about the tees all the way up. It really shortens the course. I think it's under 5,000 yards from the front tees. The first round I did it, I recorded it, I shot 77, which really wasn't that great. I hit 15 greens in regulation that day, and I just couldn't putt at all. I was 3-putting like crazy, and then I made a couple doubles, even though it was from the forward tees. And I'm determined that I may call it break 70, because I really do believe that I could shoot even par or better from the green tees, especially now with this new swing. I really, really believe that. So we'll see. We'll see how I do. We'll keep the title, How Low Can We Go? And then, if I start getting down there, I'm gonna turn it into a break 60 series. And I guess break 70 series, and then I'll go around to some different courses and try to do it from the forward tees there. So we'll see how it goes. I do have a full-time job, so it'll usually it'll have to be. Those will have to be done on, if I take a vacation day from work or whatever and get out there and do that. So that's what's coming up on the channel. So, hey, if you're a golfer, on the back nine of your golfing career, or if you're not, listen, you got young guys want to watch, or young women want to watch, that's fine. But I'm going to tell you right now, I am, I'm an all hybrid guy. I am thinking about going back to irons, see what I can do with those. May work on that a little bit, but I kind of like my stitch as the hybrid guy, and now I go out and shoot 73 using the Lazarus hybrids, by the way, which they are great. Shout out to Lazarus. Inexpensive, but quality is unbelievable. And so they changed my game. I always say they changed my game. Now let them change yours. I don't know if I want to go back to irons or not. I do have a couple of wedges for around the greens, for out of the sand traps. I found that the hybrid sand wedge was really not doable out of the trap. I couldn't get consistent with that, so I did get I do have a real sand wedge in there. And then I have a gap wedge in there too. So that is what's going to go on. I hope you guys, stick around and watch. I'm going to keep doing this. Why? Because it's just fun. It's just fun. And doing this podcast is fun. And, so for the 10 of you who may listen to this, I'm glad you did. If you stuck with me this long, I'm glad you did too. Stay tuned for future podcasts and future videos. And you know what? Thanks for listening, guys. So have a great day and peace. This is Joey D. Joey D's Golfing Journey. Don't forget to like and subscribe.